Hi everyone, this is Hadan with Alex, and this is part 2 of our full Phase 2 testnet tutorial. In part 1 we covered how to install the Chrome extension of Hero Wallet, how to carefully point it towards the Alex testnet and connect to the Alex testnet, and we ended the video on receiving tokens from the faucet. We ended on this screen, and as you can see from our token balance, we have 250 STX, 500,000 USDA, and 5 WBTC. An easy way I can view all those balances at once is by going on my Chrome toolbar extensions, Hero Wallet extension, and here in a nice compact view is all of our balances, and this is helpful because we want to keep an eye on this as we go through the different transactions and how it is updated and reflected here. Okay, so the first thing that we want to ask is, we have approximately like $800,000 in our testnet wallet. You wouldn't keep $800,000 just parked in a checking account. And so just as there are cryptocurrencies, we need decentralized financial services. And so say the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go to Spot, because I actually want to swap some of my WBTC into USDA. And so for example, WBTC, I'm going to put 0.5, just half, and that will convert to 29,132 of USDA. I can see my the current exchange rate, the estimated transaction cost, slippage tolerance. Please examine other functionalities of the platform, such as over here, you can actually adjust your slippage tolerance. With all the settings as I want them to look, I'm going to go to swap. I'm going to review those details once more and confirm. And this on Hero Wallet is confirming the smart contracts. Network Alex, confirm. It'll just take a moment to update. Excellent, transaction is successful. And so now, for example, if I were to go to my Hero Wallet, you can see the difference. I have a bit less of WBTC. USDA has gone up by about 30,000. Stacks, you can see I had to pay my transaction fee, and so it's gone down slightly. So great, everything worked out well. And now, for example, let's say that I wanted to switch from USDA back to WBTC. Now, something that you'll notice is that that option is not currently available because we are in testnet, and so functionality is still limited at the moment. But this, for example, I could report as a bug because it's something that needs to be addressed. And so this is important because you guys really contribute tremendous value by submitting bug reports. I'll open a new tab, and the address I will go to is this one here. This way you can either snap a photo with your phone or take a screenshot. It's shrl.ink/GvHE. All right. That link, if you follow us on Twitter or on our Discord, it's posted there as well. But in this case, I'm just going to enter it manually, shrl.ink/GvHE. Enter. And great, so here's the Alex Phase 2 bug report. And I'm going to hit start. Okay, enter your testnet wallet address, no problem. I'm just going to go to my Hero Wallet. If I go to receive, copy your address. All right, great. There we are. Choose your operating system. In this case, I'm using Windows. Where did you find the bug? Now, again, we were at the spot swap. Please describe the bug. So although I'll enter to the team recorded for tutorial. I'm going to write cannot swap from USDA to WBTC. Send. What is your expectation? That this function is provided soon, and that you all continue to do great work, and upload a screenshot of the bug. And so I took a screenshot earlier. And so, for example, like in Microsoft Paint, I would paste that screenshot, crop it, save as spot swap bug, save, minimize, and then over here I can go ahead and select from my folder spot swap bug, open, next, and then submit. And all right, excellent. So I have submitted a bug report. You can submit as many of these as you like for as many errors or glitches. It doesn't have to be bugs, as in something that doesn't work. If something looks weird or is difficult to read, you can submit that as a user interface error or bug. We really appreciate all of that feedback. So please keep it coming. All right, and so going back now to Testnet, just as a reminder, we had done that swap of half of a wrapped Bitcoin into USDA. And so what other things can we do with the testnet? Again, if I have close to $800,000 sitting in a wallet, so that's like sitting in a checking account, how can I put it to better use, put it to work, bring it to life? And so I'm going to go to borrow and deposit because I would like to deposit some of that balance so that I can earn interest on it. So in this case, I would go to deposit. And again, all these values, these are for testnet. The actual APYs will be determined by market once we go live with mainnet. But I'll go to deposit. Let's see, I think I'll deposit, I have 4.5 WBTC now. I think I'll deposit 2 of them. And in this case, it's going to be a short-term deposit, only until November 21st. But during that time, I'll be earning an annualized rate of 6.35 APY. So over here, it shows you what the estimated interest will be that we'll receive. That's approximately, so, you know, $52 in interest for a deposit for just a few days, not bad. This is the transaction cost, 0.11 stacks, as well as slippage tolerance, which again, you can specify and customize here. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to confirm that deposit. This is from the Hero wallet, the smart contracts that we're executing and agreeing to. Confirm. Again, it'll take just a moment for the transaction to update. And great. Okay. And now you will see, not in borrow, but in deposit. Now, typically that amount in APY would be reflected here. The fact that it's zeroed out, this is actually another bug that I would be able to submit in the bug report. But the transaction did process. You can see here we have our deposited balance. That's the value of the 2 WBTC. And also, if I look at my Hero wallet balance, you'll notice I had 4.5 WBTC. Now I have 2.5. And what I have instead now is a yield token. So this yield token, when it reaches maturity date, the yield WBTC will turn into WBTC, and it'll turn into 2.00911027. So this portion is the interest that I will have received during those few days. I'm now going to try a borrow transaction. So I'm going to go to borrow. So the collateral will be USDA. The amount that I would want to borrow, say that for some reason I need to borrow half of a BTC, then this is updated. The collateral required would be 42,000. So that's a 70% loan to value ratio. I'm only borrowing until, again, November 21st. And so this is during testnet, so these are very, short maturities. The estimated interest is about $11.44 that I have to pay. The transaction cost is 0.15 stacks. The slippage tolerance, 0.5%. I'm going to go to continue. Now I'm going to go to confirm. And Hero Wallet, these are the smart contracts being executed. I hit confirm. Just give it a moment. Okay, great. And now I've executed. Okay, so with the borrow transaction, here you can see that the values are reflected. I borrowed half of a Bitcoin. The collateral that was 33,421 USDA, locked excess value. So this is the over collateralized portion of my loan. Maturity date November 21. And once we hit maturity date, the release option will be available. So my deposit balance is the 116,000. Borrow balance is the 29,087. In my Hero wallet, I can see how my balances have been updated. So remember before I had 2.5 WBTC, I borrowed half of a BTC, but over here it doesn't say 3 BTC. You'll notice it's a bit short. The reason is that difference is the interest that I am going to be paying as a part of borrowing the loans. And also now you'll notice that there is a key token for wrap Bitcoin. The key token essentially represents the over-collateralized portion of the loan. And so if the value of my collateral were to go up by a lot, by releasing the key token, I can sort of capture that value. All right. And now the next functionality that we'll cover is margin. Here, just from an earlier take, is a position that I already opened as a short, but I'll add to it again. The reason that we might want to open a short levered position is because when we look at our balance, we're long 3 wrap Bitcoin, and say the market is near all-time highs, and so I want to protect those gains, but I don't actually want to sell my position. I can use margin to buy something of an insurance policy. So for example, for the insurance policy, I'm going to use half of a wrap Bitcoin. Maturity date November 21st, so again a short expiry. This shows that the leverage amount currently available is about rounds up to 3.25x. Expected trade price, interest rate API, the estimated transaction cost, and then I'm going to open this short position. Again, I'm going to review the details of the transaction and hit confirm. And this is the flash loan smart contract. Confirm. Let's give that a moment to complete the transaction. Okay, great, transaction is successful. And so now I'll just do a quick refresh. But right, what you'll see is now that our total position value is that we are short 0.53 WBTC with a leverage of 3.25. And so, if the value of Bitcoin goes down, we have a hedge against that because the value of this leverage margin position will go up, and it will go up at a leveraged rate of 3.25. So very useful tool for hedging your exposure. And then this is a new feature that we added with Phase 2 just a day or two ago. So this is liquidity. So what's interesting about liquidity is that the other functions that we've covered, borrow, deposit, spot, margin, with all of those, if you've noticed, we've been paying a transaction fee to execute those transactions. Those transaction fees, some of it goes towards the Alex platform, and some of it goes to the liquidity providers whose liquidity makes these transactions possible. So in liquidity, we're going to actually become liquidity provider ourselves, meaning that we are going to be rewarded for becoming market makers and locking up our capital and submitting liquidity. And so currently for the testnet, there are two liquidity pairs. One is WBTC USDA. The other is WBTC and yield, WBTC. So for the first one, I'm going to add, let's say, 1 WBTC, and that will be matched by an amount of 58,152 USDA. Preview, confirm. Again, I'm going to confirm the smart contracts. We'll wait for that transaction to go through. All right, great. And so here I have my liquidity position where I'm contributing to the WBTC USDA liquidity pool. Again, I can click on details, see my pool share. And I'm also going to add liquidity on the WBTC yield WBTC pair. Now again, if I look at my Hero Wallet balances of token, I do have the yield WBTC from the deposit earlier. So I can contribute both that and WBTC to the liquidity pool. That I'll do through here. WBTC, oh, yes, amount, let's see, 1 with a yield of, right, and so that is the balance of yield WBTC we'd be adding. Preview, so this is an 8713 pool, is the current share portion, so we're adding proportional to that amount. Confirm. Executing these smart contracts. Let's give that a minute, and great. All right, so now we have the liquidity we're contributing to the WBTC USDA pool, as well as the WBTC yield WBTC pool. Again, I can view pooled amount, my pool share. And so at the moment, this covers all the functions available at this particular time in Phase 2. Additional functions will be added in about a week or two, and there'll be some update videos that cover how to use those as well. Again, any errors that you spot, please do submit bug reports. Those are extremely useful to us. Thank you very much for your patience and your interest. Please be sure to meet with us on our Discord at discord.gg/AlexGo. You can find team members there and ask us questions directly. It's a community of over 15,000 people. It's great. And also, please follow us on Twitter for updates, particularly as far as the testnet goes. Our Twitter handle is @AlexGoBTC. All right. And lastly, we'll take a final look at our token balances, since that sort of traces the history of our activities. First, with our Stacks token, we started with 250, and slowly all of those little transaction costs has tripped it down to 249.138. This first token, FWP, WBTC, USDA 50/50, this is our WBTC USDA liquidity pool. So we have 242.16 of those liquidity pool tokens. Key WBTC USDA. This is both from the borrow transaction that we did, as well as also the margin trade, which involves borrowing as well. USDA, we are now at 410. WBTC, we're at 1.85. Yield WBTC, which upon maturity will become WBTC, is 1.9794. And yield token pool yield, WBTC, 34560 WBTC. So this is our WBTC yield, WBTC liquidity pool. We have 0.168 of those tokens. Okay, so thank you very much again for your interest and attention, and we'll be back soon with some more functionality in a few days. Take care. Bye.